Hi everybody, I'm Bree from Bree's Books and Budgets. Welcome back to my channel. I am here to talk to you about a series of vlogs. I'm going to go ahead and start, and they are reading the books that I have borrowed from the library, whether they be just the physical books or the physical and the audio or just the audio book. The first in this series is going to be Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. This will be my third book by Emily Henry that I have read. And this book is about Alice Scott is an eternal optimist still dreaming of her big writing break. Hayden Anderson is a Pulitzer Prize winning human thundercloud. And they're both on balmy Little Crescent Island for the same reason, to write the biography of a woman no one has seen in years, or at least to meet the person who claims to be the Margaret Ives, a boy princess and the daughter of one of the most storied and scandalous families of the 20th century. I'm not going to read too much further into the description because I want to go ahead and not spoil myself too much further about what this book is about. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'll give you updates along the way. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hi everybody, sorry for the lighting in here. It's nighttime, so I can't really do much about the lighting, so you see the shadow, but it is what it is. I am 25% into The Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I am enjoying it. It's very similar-ish to her other book. I believe it's called Beach Read, where those two writers, they actually are trying to write a book in their own genres and they're having trouble, so they swap genres. In this story, it's two writers who are competing to write the one book for Margaret, who is a really famous person, but she hasn't been in the limelight or really seen in the past 30 some years. So it's kind of interesting to see what's going on. And you only so far have Margaret's, who is the subject of the book, interaction with Alice, who's one of the writers. You only see that perspective when it's talking about Margaret, as the subject, when it's talking about Margaret as subject of the book. However, you are seeing the interaction between Alice and Hayden, who is the other writer who's trying to write the book. So it's very interesting to see what's going on because it's a story within a story, but it's very obvious of which one is which. If it's the story that Margaret is telling them or that is eventually going to be written into a book, it's very obvious that that is the story itself. And then so you're able to pick up when it's the interaction between Alice and Hayden, or even Alice and Margaret that has nothing to do with the book. I do have to say though, the description of the house that Margaret lives in, she lives in this house that is in a small town on an island off of the state of Georgia. And I have to tell you, I love the description of the house. It is a teal house with a hot pink door, and there's some white accents. And I gotta tell you, I love the color teal, and the fact that it's teal with a hot pink door. All I'm thinking is this woman must be extremely eccentric and lots of fun to be around. And so I'm hoping to see more of her personality, because you have to have a personality to live in a house like that. And oh man, it's just so cute. So the descriptions that Emily Henry has given us are really good. And so I am hoping that when I get to the 50% or 75% mark, I'm still enjoying the book. If I was to rate it right now, I would probably be at a 3.5 or a 4. So it's too early for me to tell you which way it's going to go. So far, it's not a DNF or do not finish situation. So positive to that. I will be back later with an update. Talk to you later. Bye. Hi everybody. I am back and I have finished Great Big Beautiful Life. I probably finished it about 10 minutes ago. I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 5 stars on Goodreads. The last 20 or so pages just held me in a grip and would not let me go until I got to the very end. Definitely not a typical love story. This to me more feels like contemporary fiction with a little bit of romance in it, just because you have some romance that's happening between the two writers, but you also have this story that they are working towards. And I can't get into what the story is about. I highly recommend picking up this book. I listened to the audiobook in addition to reading it physically. The audiobook was fantastic. I absolutely love the narrator. I believe it's Julie Whalen is the narrator, and I will actually probably be looking forward to other books that she narrates just because I enjoyed it so much. So once again, I have finished Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I highly recommend it. I borrowed it from the library, so this is the first book in my library vlog that I have completed. And the next book is actually going to be The House of Flame and Shadow, Crescent City 3 by Sarah J. Maas. The first half of the audio is actually due in less than 24 hours, so I've got to get reading. I will talk to you soon. Bye! Hey everybody, I'm here to update you on my progress with The House of Flame and Shadow, Crescent City 3 by Sarah J. Maas. Last clip I mentioned that I only had a couple of hours to finish the graphic audio part 1, which I have gone ahead and done. So I'm actually 50% into this book. I've went ahead and borrowed part 2 of the graphic audio, and so that'll be part of another vlog for my library reads. But I wanted to give you an update on where I am with this one. I'm 50% through. I'm really enjoying this one. It is more of the political side of what's going on in Crescent City and what they're trying to do to take down the hierarchy that is happening, some of the political structure, things like that. We are seeing a lot more side characters in this book, so we're seeing more of the merman character, some of the wolf shifters that are in here, and I'm really enjoying hearing their story too, and I'm really hoping that there is a 4th book and we see a little bit more of those characters aside from the main characters that are in this one. So stay tuned for part 2 of this vlog, which will have part 2 of this book. So that is it for this particular vlog. Stay tuned for my second vlog, which will have the second half of this book in it. And feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And please leave me the headphone emojis to show that you like to read audiobooks as well. I will talk to you soon. Bye!